mental health of students as a main problem. When I came to campus, I saw a lot of people from various diverse backgrounds speaking different languages and from different curriculums of education system, and it was really a good experience for me to interact with them in different languages and learning different terms of education from them. And when I was in the mess, I saw people grouping into smaller teams where they had people same mind sitting in the same table and discussing a lot of stuff. But I found many people to be stranded in there, and I thought it could be an issue, so that I went through it. I discussed with my seniors, and I had small meeting with my batchmates, and I came to know that this was my problem. And with the help of my seniors and the student council members, I created a club idea for that, and I made it into an essay. That's it, guys. Choose your problem, give you away. Thank you.
The issue that I had addressed in my For the Community essay was the lack of hygiene and bad quality of the food that was served in the Opal mess. In order to address this challenge, I utilized several resources from our institute, including leadership positions in terms of becoming the mess representative, so that I could, understand better and understand the system better. And I also spoke to many seniors, especially final years, and also members of the student council, to understand what were the steps that were taken previously in order to address this issue. And I also addressed this during all the major hostel meetings where, I spoke to the wardens and the higher officials who handle the hostel and the mess administration. And finally, I also conducted a survey amongst the students to understand what exactly is the change that they would like to see in the mess. So this is how I went about addressing the issue.
The scholarship interview was one of my first professional interviews in campus. And to prepare for this interview, I first went through my application document very thoroughly. I recapped all the essay ideas that I had written and also went through my technical abstract and so on. I also prepared on general questions like introduction, strengths, weaknesses, career goals, etc. This kind of preparation helped me gain a little clarity of thought on some of the questions that I could anticipate. We also had a mentorship session in the same year on how to tackle interviews, and that really helped in my preparation. On the day of the interview, we first had an icebreaker session with all the finalists and interviewers. This really made us comfortable.
For finding out contests conducted by institutes other than NIT Trichy, I kept exploring various websites from time to time, followed the social media handles of fests and symposiums of other colleges. Since I was interested in taking part in technical contests and participating in events pertaining to STEM field would be a plus point for the scholarship as well, I kept a list of all technical fests conducted by other colleges, their tentative dates, and searched for events that matched with my interest. This not only helped me in satisfying this application criteria, but also gave me ample amount of time to equip myself and prepare for the contest as well. So hope you all would make the best use of the opportunities available. All the best.
In today's digital world, gaining knowledge or discovering about a particular field is just a click away. During the scholarship application process, the MOOC requirement propelled me to the infinite and innovative avenues of learning outside the four walls of the classroom. I took up the Python Bootcamp online course to gain knowledge and to be in line with the current technological trend in my domain. This first door opened multiple doors of learning, thereby driving me to gain knowledge in multiple domains such as project and product management, strategic management, data science, etc. Today, despite the pandemic, my learning never stops. Thanks to my early exposure to such disruptive channels of learning, that is as an outcome of the MOOC requirement of the scholarship application process. The knowledge that I have gained serve even today in my internships and academic curriculum. As they say, learning is a lifelong process. The moment we stop learning is the moment we grow old. So let us never stop this cycle of learning so that we are able to lead the world of tomorrow efficiently and effectively. I wish you all the very best.
So for MOOC, what I would suggest is that you choose something that you're very passionate about. I, for instance, was very eager to learn Python, but I just kept postponing it for some reason. The fact that completing a MOOC is an application requirement kept motivating me and in fact drove me towards the completion of the course. As far as choosing platform is concerned, I would suggest that you compare the various courses offered by the different platforms on the basis of, say, the company or institute that's giving the course, the duration of the course, the price of the course if it's paid, the review of the students, the concepts covered, and many other criteria. I chose MyCaptain for two simple reasons. One, they offered me discounts and it was relatively cheaper. Second is that instead of providing pre-recorded lecture videos, they conducted live classes just like our normal online classes. This way, I thought that the learning would be much more effective. I hope that you all make the best use of this opportunity and wishing you all the best of luck.
Back in 2018, when I was choosing my massive online open course, I was confused between the various providers out there. Between Coursera, edX, NPTEL, etc. etc. How did I choose the right platform that is best suited for me? I factored in 6 different factors. The first thing being the curriculum and the syllabus. The second thing is the mode of delivery, whether it was just video lectures or did it have assignment and project components within them. The third thing is the duration of the course, as well as the flexibility, whether it's a self-paced course or a scheduled course. The next thing is the student reviews and feedback provided by thousands of other learners who have already taken up the course. The fifth thing is the availability of student groups or discussion forums, which provided me with lots of networking opportunities and sort of helped develop a community. The final thing is the price. I chose one within my budget, and if it wasn't within my budget, I applied for scholarships, financial aids, or simply a free auditing option itself. So, happy learning!
Coming into a campus from a different background, and particularly speaking of mine, I was from a non-English speaking background, and it was really hard for me to cope up with the people speaking English in a fluent way, speaking in different accents. So what I did was I went through various TED and Toastmasters videos in YouTube, and I took tips from many seniors and from the mentors of my application cycle. They were very kind to me and they taught me different terms of speaking, and they developed my communication skill to a sublime level. And of the end, while preparing for the last application and after getting selected as a finalist, it was a huge task for me to present my ideas in front of the panelist team. So I practiced myself in front of a mirror and in front of my phone camera, so that it gave me a boost of confidence within it. And more reading and acquiring more knowledge from mass media helped me a lot to develop my English skills. So don't be afraid of your language and communication. You will develop it in the flow.
With just 1 week pending for the final deadline, I submitted all my essays to my father for a final proofreading check. And in that 1 week, learned so much about writing in general that I would use for the rest of my college life. One of my key learnings is to always have a logical flow of ideas in mind while drafting my essays. I just had one idea per paragraph and linked those paragraphs up for a better coherence. My father also advised me to have the end audience or the reader in mind, and so I had the scholarship's mission, vision and values in my mind while drafting my application, which helped me to draft a great essay. My father also advised me to have the essay in the form of a narrative because everyone loves reading stories, right? He also advised me to have a grammar check along with the MS Word spelling check, and I did this using Grammarly and Hemingway apps. Last but not the least, don't hesitate to seek help from JSPF mentors, from your seniors, friends, and your parents so that you can form a great application. Good luck with your application and have fun writing your essays.
The real statement of purpose can find your way to define your real purpose in life. What started as a search of data and details from my life towards the application process actually helped me find my true self in terms of my passion and further defined my path forward. I realized my strength and passion in building products and nurturing relationships. Those 750 words had helped me consolidate my long and short term goals. I was able to identify myself as a servant leader and my innate desire to serve the humanity by creating a lasting positive impact by creating products and inspiring people in my own way. The scholarship application process, if attempted with utmost sincerity and dedication, can truly help you define yourself with greater clarity and purpose.
When I wrote my statement of purpose, giving it a coherent flow was rather challenging. I had several important moments I wanted to highlight and various approaches to doing so. For example, I could detail the different steps in chronological order. However, listing what I did to fulfill the criteria is just one way of doing things. Another way would be to describe what went well, what didn't, and what I ultimately learned from it. More importantly, you need to know that there is no one way to structure this essay. The objective is that you not only tell your story, but what you learned from and how you grew as a person in the most straightforward manner possible.
One thing that I learned by participating in several intra-college contests is to always be excited about being a part of it. And that's what is going to help you give your best. And secondly, always be ready to think on your feet and be ready to learn from others. And if you do this, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, because at the end, you'll walk away with something new that you learned. And that's going to help you grow and perform well in the future. So this has always worked for me. And you'll also see that it's a great way to eliminate all the worry and stress that people experience when it comes to taking part in contests, and indulging in self-doubt and thinking about whether you're capable or not is not necessary at all if you try to follow this. So all the very best.
I participated in a group technical contest which was interdisciplinary. So to form a team, I had to talk to my classmates and friends on my hostel of different departments to gather people with similar interests, as it was interdisciplinary. In order to keep ourselves motivated throughout, we made it customary to meet regularly and have discussions related to the topic, even if we didn't make considerable progress between these meets. This way we made sure that we didn't lose our momentum or interest midway. And working in a team, I experienced a steep learning curve as you get diverse ideas and opinions on how to solve a single problem, which I personally felt it would have taken me more time to get the same results if I participated individually. And at the end of the day, the learning and the competitive experience is the biggest takeaway that you get, irrespective of whether you win or lose the contest. So all the best.
The tough part about writing about a trending technology issue is that every voice on the internet has had an opinion on it already, and your voice is lost too easily in the clamor. For an essay that stands out, though, you'll have to have your own thoughts and your own opinions in the picture. How do you go about incorporating those? Firstly, before doing your research on a topic, you write down the pros, the cons, and a defense for each pro and con. And once you've reasoned yourself into a position, look at what the internet has to say and see if you can't reason yourself out of that position. Who knows if the evidence against your arguments is strong enough? You can even structure your essay on common misconceptions and how you can dispel them.
So, one way to come up with a topic for your For the Society essay is to think of a current global issue that has been bothering you, and to propose a solution, you can think of some technology that would serve the purpose or that you're very passionate about. So, when I was writing my essay, it was the time of COVID pandemic and the number of cases rising every day kept bothering me. I was also very passionate about quantum computing, and I somehow wanted to propose a solution to COVID using quantum computing, and that was my topic. As far as the research process is concerned, I suggest that you break it down into many stages. So, for instance, I had 4 stages. The first one was to gather more information about the current situation of the pandemic. In the second stage, I tried to learn more about the technology that I wanted to use to propose a solution to COVID, which was quantum computing. And in the third stage, I tried to identify ways in which quantum computing can be used to propose a solution to COVID. And in the fourth and final stage, I tried to look up many more researches that were currently going on to propose a solution to COVID and compared my solution with those to identify the advantages it had, its drawbacks, and its impact as such on the society. So, the major sources of information that I referred to were news articles, research papers, and YouTube videos.
I approached the For the Society essay by first analyzing what I knew about the current major technological trends throughout the world, and then I narrowed down the technological areas I wanted to focus on. For me, it was the rapid evolving field of automation and the aid of artificial intelligence in the same. Having narrowed down the technological areas, I then decided to focus on the impact areas. For me, it was again economy and business, and I follow this objective approach for 2 major reasons. First, researching on a broad topic can be particularly overwhelming, and once I had decided on the objects of my essay, it made my research work a bit simpler. Second, the essay has a 500-word limit, and I did not want to stuff a lot of ideas into that particular essay. Now, another thing which helped me frame the essay was reading through reliable sources in the internet and also reading through facts very objectively. This research work even helped me substantiate my claims in the essay. The For the Society essay is one of the requirements which helped me analyze and observe the various global technological trends throughout the world, and I learned a lot while writing it, and I hope you do too.
During the application process, there were instances when I felt I might not be able to complete the application within time. But one thing that motivated me not to give up was the uniqueness of the requirements. Each of them has its own benefit, and giving a try to complete them would definitely make one learn, explore, and grow. The tool that helped me to overcome the fear of final deadline and gave me confidence that I can complete was Mid-Year Checkpoint. It helped me in planning and completing the application components and also get valuable feedback from mentors on time. Crossing through the Mid-Year Checkpoint eventually put me on the right track and also gave me ample amount of time to complete the rest of the requirements, make corrections, and improve upon my application.
A hobby project, in my opinion, is something that you implement and work on from the knowledge you gain from resources you come across that interest you, which may or may not be relevant to the regular coursework of the college. And also, it need not solve any real or physical world problem. For me, it was just one of the best ways to test what I've learned through online courses. The experience I gained from a contest helped me a lot in formulating a feasible problem statement that I can effectively complete in the stipulated time. So for those who are looking for project ideas, I think this is a good start. Whenever I was stuck up, I sought help from seniors who worked in similar fields. So talking to such people will surely help you to move ahead, and you also get different perspectives and ways people approach a problem statement.